Hello, I'm Delus Johnson. I want to show you how a licensed Missouri motor vehicle dealer can accept personal property as a trade-in for the vehicles on your lot. Now, normally when you think about a dealer trade-in, I think we think about somebody trading a car for a car on the lot, or maybe somebody's trading a motorcycle for a truck or something like that. Missouri is one of the very few states that allows a licensed motor vehicle dealer to accept personal property on vehicles. So for that car you've gotten on your lot, you can take a trade-in such as washers, dryers, refrigerators, computers, TVs, guns, watches. You can take personal property as a trade-in, and the customer gets a legal trade-in allowance. So it actually reduces their sales tax liability. Now, we're also able to take farm products, and I'm sure you're probably aware of this, but Missouri's largest industry is agriculture, and the farmers have a huge lobby in Jeff City, and they've made it very advantageous to have a farm and a dealership. So for that truck you've got sitting on your lot, you could take grain, corn, cattle, hogs, horses. You're able to take personal property. So the great thing about a Missouri dealer's license, if you really want to think outside the box, you can accept any type of personal property to basically decorate your home with trade-ins, but there's a little catch that I want you to be aware of. When you're recording the value of the personal property trade-in, you have to come up with a real value. And what I mean by that, you can't say, for example, report that a $500 TV was worth a $5,000 trade-in, because that would allow your customer to pay substantially less sales tax than what's allowed. So you want to come up with a real value of whatever personal property that you're taking on trade. So I want to show you how to do this. And I know dealers that utilize this law all over the state. I knew a dealer in West Plains that collected Rolex watches, and if you had a Rolex, you take it into him and he'd give you a good deal on a vehicle. I knew a dealer in St. Joe that that took guns on trade-in for many, many years. And I guess he built this big priceless gun collection. But I want to show you how to do this. In your class, we're going to talk about this very important form right here, which is called a title application, which basically allows your customer to apply for the title to the vehicle you're selling. Now, on a trade-in such as this with personal property, we're not going to mark that as a vehicle trade-in. As you see to the bottom right there, we're going to call that another credit. So for this scenario, let's say we're taking a 1970 Winchester rifle on trade, and let's say that old rifle is worth $1,000. So we're going to enter the value of that trade-in this scenario, so the old 1970 Winchester there. So you'll enter the other credit box right there, the amount. And then you're going to scroll down on this form and you're going to select other credit. And I always recommend that you go ahead and enter whatever it is you took on trade. Maybe you've taken a refrigerator on trade. Maybe you've taken a washer or dryer or a Rolex watch. I know dealers in Missouri that actually take Hot Wheels collections. So you can really put the word out on the street on something that you collect. And you may think you may never want to utilize this law that allows dealers to take personal property on trade. But as a licensed motor vehicle dealer, I do believe there's probably going to be some scenarios where you might have a customer that can't quite come up with a down payment. Well, then I'm going to ask that customer, hey, I'm looking for a MacBook Pro. Have you got one of those, or an iPad or something you want to bring in? One thing we cannot trade for, and I'm going to discuss this in class with you, is real property. Missouri dealers are not allowed to take real estate. Real property is real estate, so we cannot take that on trade. As much as I would have loved to have been able to take 2 acres of trade for a truck, you can't do that in Missouri, because in Missouri, motor vehicle transactions have to be kept completely separate from real estate transactions. So I want you to be aware, I do train for the Department of Revenue. I'm an approved provider. And on modealer.com, if you ever want to take a look at all the forms that we're going to go through in the class, you can find that title application right there on the Missouri dealer license page. I also want you to be aware the state does require that you do take a 4-hour class. There's no test in your class, but you do have to sit through the entire training class. And I give these classes all over the state of Missouri. If you're not sure where to get started, just go to modealer.com, click on that class schedule link right there. And as you can see on the screen, I give classes in Kansas City, St. Louis, Springfield, Columbia, Cape Girardeau, and in St. Joe as well. So if you're ready to start your new business, go ahead and click modealer.com and click on that blue sign up button. And once again, my name is Delus Johnson. I really appreciate you considering me to become your dealer license training partner. And I want to wish you the very best of luck with your new business.